everybody? This is Smitty here, and I am live, and it's morning time here in LA. So definitely more vibrant than I was yesterday. Apologize, got the sunlight right there. But I wanted to come to you guys this morning, and I wanted to give my impressions. Like I'm about to get ready. Well, after I do this, I'm gonna head out there to EA Play so I could get in line and everything and what have you for day two. But I wanted to do a stream basically just talking about my hands-on time that I had with NBA Live 19 so far. I am very impressed. I'm very impressed with the game at this point. Now, just to let you guys know, we were only able to, you're able to play WNBA. There were two teams. You had I think it was just two teams, the Liberty and the, whatchamacallit? Was it Liberty and the Sparks? The Liberty and the Sparks. And then you had a few NBA teams you could play with, like you could play with Rockets, Rockets, Warriors, what was it Rockets, Warriors, Cavs, Celtics, and the Sixers. And then they had the street game. So that was just a random. It was 3-on-3. So it was 3-on-3, and you just had, and we were playing in that one park in Brazil. So just to let you guys know, basically those are the three methods of being able to play. The real player motion in that game, it feels good. It feels the best right now, at least. It feels the best in the WNBA. Mainly because it's more fundamental based. You don't have players able to just fly around and dunk and things like that. So it's more. It's going to be a much more balanced, more toned down, more tame game than it would be for like playing with the guys, because LeBron can go up and dunk. All these players can dunk and all that. More athleticism is showcased. So the animation variety is different. The triple threat. There's a lot. I mean, they got some. They have a nice setup, a nice array of moves in the triple threat. He said, "Oh, if I get a chance, play against the Sixers." Yeah, the players do have their own tendencies in the game. That's true from the mock-up. So I'm not going off the mock-up right now, guys. But I did read, I looked at the first gameplay one. So I apologize. I didn't read all of the blogs and everything. I'll read them today. So that way, after I play today, then I can give you a better idea as far as what's going on, with the game and all that. But yeah, I'll definitely play against the Sixers. I didn't play against them. Like I said, I played the WNBA game. That was pretty good. Let me see. Playing on, I like the setup dribbles. Oh, player movement is solid. Player movement is solid, Antoine. Hey, what's up, Tadal? What's going on? Yeah, the player movement is, and what's cool is the jostling that they had in the one-on-one game, in Live 18, in Live 19, it even goes to the off ball. So, for example, if excuse me, when you're defending against your assignment, okay, they can, when they work to get themselves free or get away from you and things like that. Hey, you can get shook off of that, and then they could get free and get open. So it's pretty cool. The animations that they have in the game, it's a bit. Some of the animations are going to be a little bit over the top. Like, you're going to see people doing dunks and stuff that they never would do in the game. And it's only because they have it tuned that way purposely, because they're just showing the game off. So I saw, for example, I was playing against Tico. Shout out to him. And I was playing with the Celtics, and Terry Rozier on a fast break did a Vince Carter reverse 360 dunk on a break. We know full well he's a rim grazer dunker. Yo, here this guy go, man. Thank you, bruh. Thank you, Antoine. I appreciate that. But I appreciate the donation, man. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for that. Um, but yeah, player movement feels good. The dribble mechanics, like the trailer. Look, the trailer was just for show, okay, and it was not. It's more for the general public, kind of, appeal, like for hype. You know that us, how we feel about the game, and we're not really concerned about trailers. We're concerned about seeing the raw gameplay. We want to see the game show up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning, Lex. What's going on? So being on this West Coast time, that's what I'm just thinking. I'm thinking East Coast. I got East Coast in mind when I do this stuff. So like I'm just, I know it's like about 7 o'clock right now in the morning. Trust me, since I've been here, I've been getting up mad early, like, cause I've been on East Coast. So I'll be up. I've been getting up mainly at this time frame. I've been getting up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll just be up the whole day. So that's how it was yesterday. Like I got up at like 2 or 3 West Coast time, and then I was just running the entire day on West Coast time though. So to not go to sleep until nearly midnight West Coast time after getting up at 5 a.m. at 3 a.m. their time. Yeah, so don't take the trailers as gospel. I see, like I said yesterday with the Madden stream, looking at the trailers and actually playing Madden, I understand what they're trying to showcase in the trailers. Because you saw the hit where the guy fumbled right in the trailer. I'm just saying this real quick, and I'll get back on live. Where the guy fumbled, I had an instance like that happen when I was playing Madden. Like I had a giant and I trucked somebody, and as soon as I trucked another, his teammate came over and he laid this ridiculous hit on my ball carrying side, and he fumbled the ground. He fumbled it when he hit the ground, but they called it a fumble. Then they had the booth review it. But the point is that those hits, the impact is there, so you're gonna see it. So, but getting back getting back to this NBA Live though. This is the focus is NBA Live. So, like the things that I like, I'll say this. I'll give it like this: a likes and dislikes. The things that I like the most: real player movement definitely opens up a whole new paradigm to the way the game, to the ebb and flow of the entire game. And Lex, you spot on, fam. Spot on, brother. Exactly. You spot on. But it, there's a big difference. And see, this is just like with Madden. Your big, your big guys feel like big guys on the court now. They're not. They don't feel like they're not gonna float. Like I have to relearn how to play with bigs, especially because I was playing with the Celtics and I had Marcus Morris, and I mean, he felt way different than Gordon Hayward. At the same time, and this is a point that the devs were making, Chris Paul is going to move different than Kyrie Irving, than uh, 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 Curry as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're all going to feel different in their own right. James Harden's going to feel different. Like all of them have their own weight to them, like their own weight, their own feel. Like Marcus Morris felt like a big, a bigger power forward, a bigger forward. So if I use him as a swing forward, so to speak, as a flex four, he's like, yeah, I'd have to relearn how to use him. Like I'd have to learn how to use that class because it's a different ball game with him. The post game, while they didn't go all out with the post game yet, but there are more animations. They have a lot more animations in the post this year. So, because I'm big on the post up game, and I'll definitely. Hey, what up, Judah? What's going on? I'm huge on the post game. So while you Well, at least at this point, you don't have full control over every single thing you could do in the post, every move, but there are more animations that make sense. So for those, one thing I will say this: driving the baseline, I did not see that Dr. J-esque layup one time yet. I haven't saw it yet. So, but when they drive that baseline and they go up with it, you know how they curl the ball around and throw it on the other side. You'll see dudes curl around and drop it in front, or you'll see players dunk, or you'll see, but you're gonna see more sensible animations happen. That's the key thing. So it was a lot better seeing that. I mean, a lot of people were shooting threes, but because like I said, this is just a showcase. So um, I asked, and then one thing I did ask about, I asked about the nutmeg, the one man nutmeg situations, like how you saw in the trailer, how you could just take the ball. They shown in the trailer how one on one he took the ball through dude's legs and got the ball back to get to the hole. And I was saying, like, can that be interrupted? And he told me, yeah, it could definitely be interrupted, but you got to play the defense. So if you get caught slipping, you could get caught. But the other part I asked him was like, well, what if there was another defender in the area and they got in the way? Will they be able to interrupt the ball? Like, you merely completed, ball bounces off of a limb, is it the ball going to bounce off? And he said, yeah. So I'm looking for that. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Playing that. But me being the big man, and this is the thing that I love the most is that you got the three different traits. You know what I'm saying? You have the three different traits in the game, and I'm gonna have fun, especially with the mountain trait. Oh, you already know about that defense. So I'm definitely, and I mean, fortunately the majority of the time that I was playing live on the street side, I was on the sticks that would control the big man. So I would just go out there. It was a rim protector that I was using, but I'm out there, I'm getting blocks, getting rebounds, I got dunked on, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I was throwing dudes shots away. Um, the animation flow, and this is a key thing, the animation ebb and flow is much better than Live 18. Like, it's going to be hard for me to play Live 18. Madden, I'll put it like this, Madden 18 is dead. I'm not playing that no more. I'm not playing Madden 18. No, that's done. It's done. Were there two-man animation? Yes, you still have two-man animations in the game. The two-man animations are there, but it's like that mini game that was done in Live 18 is still there, so you still are going to have two-man animation stuff. The key thing is, and this is what I told them, because some of the animations were a bit much. And I'm like, my thing is, I want to make sure that we have control. Because one thing that I told them that happened in the games is that I want to block. Okay, this is one thing that I told them, is that I want to make sure that I can shot contest whenever I want to. Meaning, I want to go for a block when I want to do it. If I hit triangle, because what would happen at times, and this is something that happens in Live 18, when I hit triangle to block, they won't let me block until the last moment, like when it's too late. The shot already didn't went up, and then now they let me go up after the shot's clearly about to, like, it's nearly over the cylinder. But when I timed it right, I should be able to blast it out the sky. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I timed it right. And this was a point that I made to them as well with the blocking of shots. I said, I brought it up to one of the devs. I said, what about those Nate Robinson situations? Like, because it shouldn't just be if you're a big man or if you have the trait, you're able to block and that's it. It should be if the circumstance permits, and for example, Nate Robinson, when we seen him get blocks on people, obviously it's extremely circumstantial, because if the circumstance is not there, there's no way he's getting a block. So what I'm saying is, if I have a big man, like sometimes when I was playing, I'll go up for a dunk. Dude has the ball cocked back. Like I was playing against some people, and they had, like a point shooter or whatever. They go to the hole. I'm going to the hole. Fast break, as fast as my big is gonna go, and then I go up two-handed dunk, hammer style. He put two hands in behind the back. But dude's hand, when he went up to block it, his hand was nearly there. My thing is, can we have it so that way, if I do that kind of dunk and he chases it down, boom, he gets a block. It's not something that's going to happen typically, but it's something that's going to happen. Hey, what's going on, Live King? What's happening? So, that's a point I brought up to him, because he was thinking, when I said shot contest, he was thinking, oh, try the analog stick. I'm like, no. I want to go for the SWAT. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that. Like, just if I sell out for it, then I sell out for it. One thing I got to ask him about too, I forgot to ask, and I didn't even try, is I want to see if when you go up for blocks, like, are there levels to it? If I hit triangle or Y, because they have both PS4 and Xboxes, if I go up for the block, if I tap triangle or Y, will they just lightly contest versus the sellout? So I got to ask them about that. Yeah. So, are there any penalties for ball hogs? I would assume so. I don't know. The game, like I said, these EA Play builds and stuff for these games, guys, just to explain that to you, or at these events in general, that's why they only give you a segment of a segment. Or what usually these game companies do at these events is that they show you the game. Like, because it's not truly ready unless the game is completely done. Like Unravel, when they shown that game Unravel 2, they said the game's out, you can get it now. Like, the game's complete. These games aren't complete. They just made a build that'll be suitable for play. So like for example, if Sim goes to an event, or like the NBA Live guys, they go to an event, they're gonna play a build of the game that's extremely buggy, but it has the features and facets in the game that that you're gonna play and see. So they'll be like, these are the features that are in the game. It's gonna be extremely buggy, but just look for this. So these builds, they're gonna feel more of a complete. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel more complete of a game, but it's not truly complete. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I was getting ridiculously rewarded. Like, I got plus 6 points for just running down court and getting into position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got +5. I got hit with -4 for the ball going out of bounds. I got hit with a +5 for blocking a shot. So it's like like, it's not tuned. It's not tuned. That's why, like, some of the stuff that does, just disregard that. Like, it's not tuned the way it needs to be. So the grades are not going to matter like that on this, in the build that we're playing right now. It's not going to matter. So I just looked past it and just played the game for what it was. But yeah, like I said, see, me, I love playing the post, so I could definitely play the post. That I don't know. There are some details that they are keeping under wraps right now. So, but I didn't ask that. I'm gonna check though and see, but I don't think they unveiled it yet. So, yes, the dribbling feels drastically better than 18, and the thing is, this is the thing. They're going to have signature dribbles in the game. Okay, they're going to have, and that's the thing. I don't know if I'm maybe on the control sticks I'm doing it wrong, but they don't. They didn't have. It didn't feel like they had signature dribble animations. Like what I mean is signature size ups. That's what I meant, signature size ups. The dribble animations felt great though. Between the different types of players and everything. Like playing on the NBA side. Um, Hold on. What did you guys say? I'm just easy way to solve block from Boulevard 2 and go for the block. I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I looked at the play calling stuff. They have everything isn't in there, but what they did is no, it's not stiff at all. It's not stiff. That's definitely they definitely resolved that. It's not stiff at all. Live 18, I mean, Live 18 had its instances of it being stiff, but Live 19, no. This game, the way this bill felt, no. Freelance is definitely better. They have 5 offensive sets in the game, so I'm like they have. I forgot there's like they have 5 sets. I had to look at them again and see exactly how many, like what the sets were, but I forgot what they were. Because I had one of the devs, they had shown it to me on the court. Um, so they're going to like, it's going to be like, this is a key. Let me say this key thing too while I'm thinking about it. The key thing that I checked for overall was what's the overall goal for what they're trying to do with this game moving forward. They're building this game up in nice chunk size phases. The real player movement is going to open things up to a whole nother platform in terms of a plethora of things they'll be able to do. The play calling, the way they're evolving that, is going to open the game up even more in conjunction with this technology being implemented. Because basically what they're doing is, with them adding that RPM tech, it's like, okay, now we can redo all this stuff. We can redo all of the animations and everything. Like we can add these type of animations. We could add this, add that, because they said they still got they still have I forgot. They said a few thousand more animations, or at least 1,000 more animations they need to add into the game. So they have more animations like to add across the board in the game. So I'm excited about that. Um, and but like I said, the player movement, it's like the player movement impacts all the players on the court. So it's not just who you control and that's it. And oh man, I mean, like I was playing with the WNBA and using that triple threat, and I came off the triple threat, doing the jab steps, and then hit him with the step back and hit him with the jump shots. And I saw one of the devs playing somebody, and he had LeBron, and he nutmegged. He nutmegged Durant. One man nutmegged Durant and then went up for the dunk, and dunked it on Curry. Like it was crazy looking at it. It was hilarious, dude. Hilarious. Hold on, wait a minute. What did you say? Do they have more of the players scan? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea about the WNBA players, how many they scanned or not. I don't know. I didn't ask that. I wasn't looking for that. The graphics are very well improved, dude. Look, let me just make this crystal clear. People keep screaming out, "Oh man, if it doesn't have frostbite, all is lost." Read up on frostbite. Understand what frostbite is. It is not an end all be all. People said the same thing about Live 18, and then the game comes out, and they're like, "Man, this looks great." Oh man, maybe they don't need frostbite. They don't need frost. If they did frostbite this year, more than likely this RPM move, this wouldn't happen. Because they got to transition the game over to frostbite. And then people will be complaining, and just like how people did about Madden 18. You'll be talking about how many bugs they got, how come all the game feels like this, it's not updated, blah, blah, blah. No, they did the right thing. Leave this game where it is, build upon it right now, and then later on, do frostbite. Okay, get frostbite later. Get the game tight now. Do that later. As far as the pro-am and the four quarters, I gotta ask questions. I gotta ask questions about that. Is live on PC? As far as I know, no. They didn't say so. So they would have said it at EA Play when they did that initial announcement. They would have said that. Let me see. Hold on. Dang. Uh, Proams and the files. I gotta ask about that, Muck City, about the four quarter proams. Because like I said, well, I mean, you may not have been in here, but just to restate it, all that they have on display is just they got Play Now, which is WNBA. You only got two teams, Liberty and Sparks. You got the NBA, where you got what you got Warriors, Cavs, Rockets, Celtics, and the Sixers. That's it for that. And then you got 3v3 set up. There weren't any fouls. There weren't any fouls in that on the 3v3. And we played on that, the Brazilian court. So that's all they had. So from that, uh, it was just basically playing the game and just getting a getting a good hands-on feel for how the game runs, flows, etc. That was it. It wasn't really a, you know, where you're going to experience fouls. I will say this on the NBA side, the free throw routines are better. It's, they actually have more fluidity in the free throw stroke along with the shot meter. So I mean, yes, I played with the shot meter at this point because it's my first time playing it, but it'll be cool once I get home and I'm able to have that hands-on time with it and experience it and everything and just, like that'll be cool. One thing that I did say to them is that um, there was a good amount of players slipping and sliding on the court. Like when you break their ankles and stuff, it's like, okay. And I mean, look, it happens in the NBA. I know it definitely happens. Okay. But I was just saying to them, when it's happening two, three, four times a game and stuff like that, it's like, that's a bit much. It's a little bit excessive. So I want it to be, I want them to scale it back some with that. Like you could get play. I mean, I'm not saying don't let players get broke off, but what I'm saying is I want to see players get broke off, but not just took all the way out to play all the time. Like that doesn't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I want them to scale it back a bit. Can I fake up and under Hakeem Shake? No, no. As far as I know, no. They added more animations in the post. Like that's what I talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying? They added more animations to the post. They added more animations. As far as doing dream shakes, like how we do in NBA 2K, how you could flick the analog stick one way, flick it another way, and then flick it again. It's not like that. They don't have it like that, not yet. So there's still it's I'm like the progression they made because I've talked to the post up guy. So the most they did this year was add a lot more animations, a lot more sensible animations. So it's not just gonna be, basically it's better than 18 for sure. Like it's definitely better than 18. So but you're gonna have more variety in terms of what you can do. And once again, they're still not done with adding all their post-game animations. So just understand, guys, across the whole board, there are animations that just aren't in the game yet. So there are some sensible things that happen. There are also things that are going to happen that are going to be a bit off, a bit off kilter. Just because there's not enough animations, or not enough, but they don't have them all in yet. So there's more work they got to do. Yeah, there are more signature jump shots. There's definitely more signature jump shots. Let me see. If the catching differences they're talking about in Madden is official. Yeah, I'll talk about that later, Antoine. Later on this evening or what have you. I'm gonna talk about that because I want to do this for live, but I'm gonna talk about that catch differential. Um, Let me see here. Presentation. People were mainly Xing through it because we wanted to play the game, but me and Tico, I did see what I'll say as far as presentation. What I liked from what I saw is that when people were uh, they had more of because they basically give you the NBA Finals presentation. So the NBA the presentation package there looked like what we just saw in the NBA Finals. So they had the layouts with the real player faces, all that stuff across the board, with the NBA on ESPN stuff in it, the signage, the presentation overlays and such. It looked good. It's upgraded. What I did like though was the court interactions. What I mean is, if you got players sitting on the check-in table ready to check in, and let's say you hit a three or something like that, they'll pan the camera over to your team, to your teammates. They're sitting on the floor and they're rooting. They're like, they'll be clapping or they'll be like, yeah, like they'll show it on them real quick and then cut right back to the game. Same thing with playing on the street. When you're playing on the street, let's say you do something sweet, right? You do like a ridiculous dunk or something like that. They'll showcase a camera like somebody's on the opposite side of the fence watching the game, and it'll be somewhat of a shaky camera. Not shaky, but it'll be like how I'm looking right now, right? Like I got a cell phone in my hand and I'm capturing it. It'll be like this. It'll have like the live, and it'll show that player doing that dunk, and they're like, "Oh snap! You see that?" Like they'll have the reactions, and um, they how's the on-court music? Can't really hear it. Can't really. You had music in the background, like I was saying last night about Madden and everything. You got music. You got loud music playing in the background, and it's even hard to hear, even with the headphones on. It's hard to hear what's going on the court, in the game. So I can only assume. I couldn't even hear the player banter, so I couldn't hear any of that stuff. So I can't really tell you about that. Um, the putback dunks so far, it felt like what was in Live 18. That's something that I need to question them about as well because I wanted to play it. I wanted to play and I wanted to see. I wanted to see it happen a good amount first before I ask about it. So I'm gonna ask about that. So and see what's up about the putbacks. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's more boxing out animations for sure. So like I want to see putbacks like can they botch? How's the walk up the court? They're legit. They're legit. I mean, playing both on the street and on the NBA side, NBA, WNBA side, they just bring the ball up the court. Like it's cool. It's legit. It seemed legit to me. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't anything super special. So like you could call a play. The cool thing is this: you could call a play if you want. They still do auto moves when you walk up the court. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. So he said do the close move on the street. Well, I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. I didn't see it when I was playing, but I'll have to take a look and see. And when I play it again today, see, that's why the first time hands on wise was more of like my first time jumping in the pool. You know what I'm saying? It was my first time jumping in that pool. Now I'm comfortable in the pool, so now I'm really going to be looking for a lot more stuff today. Do the player models look stiff? No, they don't look stiff at all. The player models look so much more true to scale. I mean, you see the difference between Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, LeBron James, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Morris, they all look more to scale. Like Jason Tatum looks slightly different than what's my man's name? than Gordon Hayward. Like their builds look different. You know what I'm saying? So no, player models are vastly improved from looking at them and playing with them. They are vastly improved. Uh, Let me see. What about the rebounding? The rebounding felt better from what I played so far. So that's what from what I played so far. Okay, so I can't 100% say, yo, this is what it is and all that. Like I can't tell you definites. I can't give you guys definites right now because the game's not finished. So I can't give you definites, but I can say like I like the progression of it. Do they have size ups? They do have size ups. They do have size ups. They're not all. I don't. I'm not sure if they're in. I'm not sure if they're in this build. So I'm not sure if they're in this build or not. So we have to wait and see. I'll find out. I'll find out if they are in there. Let me see. Is the post game improved? Yes, it is. It's not vastly improved. It's not vastly in the sense of like they just completely overhauled it. Like no, it's more of the RPM tech was the big move, so they progressed it. If they progressed it from that. Did I talk to Clint? Yeah, I talked to Clint for a hot one. I talked to Clint for a hot one. Are the fast breaks better? Yes, the fast breaks are definitely better. The fast breaks are definitely better. That's for sure. So you're not going to be running players down with a big. You know what I mean? If you don't have the skill, you're not getting there. Are layups still overpowered? It didn't feel overpowered. It's thing is going to matter when it comes to doing moves and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like if they beat you on defense and they get in front of you and then they lay it up, the proper animation triggers. The one thing I will say is this. From playing the three different types, I will say this. From playing the three different types, uh, the WNBA felt the best. Then the street side felt second best. And the NBA Live side was third. I mean, the NBA side was third. Because the women, like I said, not as many animations, not as much high flying stuff going on. So it's a lot more of a fundamental ground game. And it felt really good. Like, I mean, I was out there with Candace Park working. Candace Parker, I was out there working. So it was good to see, like that's really the best ground to try everything out on at this point with this stage demo. That was the best level to try everything out with. Um, Post game, dribbling, uh, doing different, doing step backs, all that good stuff. So let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and play 2K. I mean, I don't want live to be 2K. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the point of having different games. I'm definitely not disappointed about the game not going to Frostbite. No, I am glad that they didn't go to Frostbite. That would have been a huge mistake for them to do that this year. They don't need to do that. They're trying to build their game up. They don't need to halt their progress to move over to Frostbite. And basically, they'll have a game that will have a lot of bugginess and not nearly as many features. We wouldn't get this RPM if they did that. So, no, the game's not stiff. I don't know if it's some of you got. I mean, I know it's a blog, but the blog doesn't say everything. But I'll just say this: the blog is telling you the truth as far as the stiffness. The game did not feel stiff. It did not feel stiff to me. It felt a little bit floaty at times with the player movement. I will say this: like on the negative side, the player movement did feel a bit. It did feel a bit floaty, and on the NBA side and on the street side a bit. That's something they gotta tighten up, but. That's considering this is a demo build at EA Play. So this is more of like, let's package it together and do that. No, RPM is not tied to Frostbite. I don't know who told you that. I don't know what you saw that. So that's no. Technological enhancements in the game does not automatically mean that it has to have Frostbite to do it. It doesn't. UFC 3 doesn't run on Frostbite. They have real player movement. They have the RPM tech in their game. You see what I'm saying? NHL is not on Frostbite. Yet look what I mean. They don't have RPM tech, but look at the stuff that's in their game. So Frostbite is not an end all be all. Like you have to be on Frostbite. I'm not concerned about Hip Hop Gamer. Hip Hop Gamer is biased, so you know what I mean. I'm not concerned about him. He he does a job because he has a persona and a reputation to uphold. So of course he's going to sit up there and say, "Oh, live is this." You know, he's always going to do that. So I'm not concerned about what he says. He's just a character doing his job. So I'm not worried about him. Um, Let me see. What's up, Jay Frosty? Let me see. The defense. The defense is much better. The defense is definitely much better. Um, is the game still manual? Do I have the freedom to branch out on the moves I start? Like as far as what, Kia? Like what do you mean? Hunter Iggy, I couldn't tell you how many animations. They're not done. They're still working on the game. There's still animations they haven't even put in yet. So I couldn't tell you a number count. But the defense in general was. I'm sorry, I'm just going back. I'm just going back through some of the comments, okay, and just seeing what people, what you guys are asking, so I can try and answer everything in one or two fell swoops. Because soon I'm gonna bounce out of here so I can get to EA Play. Uh, Let me see. Dribble moves. Oh, dribble moves, crossovers, layup animation. Like the dribble moves, I didn't feel the dribble moves. I didn't feel stuck in. I didn't feel stuck. Um, it made like it. The best way I could word it is like this. Okay, all right. Here, let me tell you this. It's not FIFA level. Okay, Madden and live with RPM tech, it is not FIFA level. Okay, so I can just dispel that right now. It's not FIFA level, but it's more of on a sub level of what FIFA did with RPM tech. Okay, so you're still going to have your two-man animations. You're still going to have your two-man animations. It's going to happen. Okay, but you're going to have uh, like you still have control over what you do. Now, I will say this: if you do blatant wrong things, like if you run and bump directly into a player, they'll make you pick up your dribble. Okay, but you legitimately can do your moves. You could do your crossovers behind the back. You could do your behind the back dribbles. You could do your crossovers. You could do your spins. You could do, you still have that movement variability. So you can still do a lot of work. Okay, so I'm not taking that away. Can't take that part away. You got a lot that you're still able to do. Uh, I'm just trying to think what else, if there's anything else. Uh, what else? What else? What else? What else? Um, I'm just trying to think as far as dribbling and stuff is concerned. Like from what I saw so far, like I said, your control, it wasn't like an over compromise of control. It made sense with the control. The Sham God crossover is an OP. Yeah, I didn't see anybody pull it off yet. I mean, the court's fine. I mean, you don't see a bunch of courts, so I can't really. You only have one court that you play on the street, so there's not really much to say as far as how the courts look. They look good for what it's worth, but I can't really say that. Is it more responsive? Yes. Simply put, yes. Let me see. Is there any way to control the type of dunks you want? That's a good question. I'll have to ask them about that. I don't know. Is it as fluid as 2K? I mean, it's live. I mean, that's kind of a hard question to answer because to an extent, both games had fluidity to a legit level. Um, but I'll say that It's more fluid. Would I put it? Would I put it past 2K at this point? I wouldn't put it past 2K18, not yet, but it's not a finished game, so I can't say like, yo, okay, this is way better than 2K, like in that regard. It is a lot. I'm like, I will definitely say this: the ebb and flow is a lot better. But see, the thing is, I gotta play the game a heck of a lot more to make that determination. Like I got 2K, I got 2K at home. I could zone in on 2K and play that for hours. I can't stand there at the in the booth and just sit on the sticks all day. Like I can't do that. So I can't really make that kind of comparison yet. Like I can't do that yet. But it is a heck of a lot smoother. It is way smoother. So let's see. Yeah. Did I play on Xbox or PS4? I played on both actually. I played on both. I mean, the game felt good on both consoles. Can you tell the difference between? Yeah. Oh, I like I said. Honestly, I don't want to play live 18 anymore. I still will, but I'm only playing Pro Am because I like not Pro Am. Street. I can't play. I cannot play Madden 18 dead. Dead, kaput, done, finito. But live 19 is, I mean, live 18 is like, I'll still play it. No, I'm still gonna play it just so that I can play on the street. But that's it, man. Uh, let's see. Is live 19? No, it's not. As far as I know, no, it's not. They would have announced it at EA Play if it was gonna come on PC. So I don't think they would keep. I don't think something that huge they would just keep that hidden. How's the AI when reacting to rebounds? Well, at this point, they did a good job with it. The one thing I will say is that on the men's side, I need to see the animations sped up in the sense of I want to see players go for. I want to see players go for layup attempts with more sense of urgency. And some of the animations they were a bit slow. Like you had guards doing layups and they moved too slow. And you know what I mean? They moved a bit too slow. I'm like, they need to move a bit faster. You know what I mean? Speed that up. That's why I love the WNBA side better because every like the animations, the layups, the way they took it to the rack and all that, it made a lot more sense. Like in terms of just the ebb and flow and what kind of animations triggered. It was the best depicted on that side. Yes, so rebounding is improved for sure. He said, did they need to, what parts do they need to work on? They, player move, I mean, everything. You know what I'm saying? Rebounding, player movement, blocking, post game, jump shots, dribble packages. I mean, I, I'm not going to be like at this event here, I'm not going to be able to sit there and master dribbling in one session and then be able to be like, yo, I can tell y'all everything about it. Like, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. So have to wait and see, what they got. The shooting, yes, the shooting definitely felt better. Are there any tip rebounds in the game? I didn't see any. So I didn't see any tip rebounds. So I don't know if that's in the game or not. That stuff, like I said, these are good things that you guys are asking because this is stuff that I'm definitely going to check on and I'm going to ask them about. Even before I even play it, I'll just ask them about it before I even get on the sticks. So how big is the improvement from Live 18? I mean, from playing this game right now, it's huge. Huge. Live 19 is going to be hot. Like I'm definitely streaming. I'm definitely going to be streaming a lot. Like live, it's going to be you're gonna see a lot of live, a lot of Madden 19. Like that's it's going down. The shot meters, no, the shot meters the same. The shot meters the same, but they worked on the shooting. Okay, so they definitely worked on that. Jump ball, yeah, it's improved. Is it drastically improved? No, but it's improved slightly. Will they still use face scans? Face scans as far as what? Like, I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking about your own face scan, like using the app, or are you talking about players? Because I would only assume, so I don't know. Um, oh, for creative play, I would assume so. I don't see why they would take it away, but I can only assume that. I didn't. This That stuff I didn't ask about. So you know what I mean. So that's something I would have to ask about. But the main thing I'm gonna ask about is gameplay stuff. That's the main thing I want to check in on and do that first. I mean, they still have scripted. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Um, they they still. Uh, Hold on, wait a minute. I saw the question. Yeah, it just went away. Okay, Prince. The question you asked. Uh, they still do have scripted animations in there. Yes, like it's not completely like just everything is one to one now, and it's just 100% freedom and all that. Like, no, no, no. There still are 2-man animations in there. It's just that they try to mesh it so that it makes more sense for those 2-man animations that do trigger. So that's what they did. At least that's how it's playing right now. That's how it feels. Um, do they have more post move? Yeah, they have more animations in the game. There's a lot more animations in the game. It's not, as far as the post moves are concerned, it's not this drastic. They didn't drastically revamp the post this year, but there are more animations they added into the post. So inquire about the in-game injuries. Okay, Brandon. All right. I definitely will. Okay. So in-game injuries. Ooh, I'll definitely check in on that for you. All right. Let me see here. Oh, snap. Okay. Let me get going here. So, like, I just noticed what time it was. Let me get down there. All right, I'm gonna get off of here, but let me get down there so I can get in line and all that stuff, so I can get in. Um, when will gameplay? I have no idea when they're gonna release it, but they'll have gameplay putting out. I couldn't hear any of the commentary. I couldn't hear commentary, dude. It's extremely loud in there. So they got the music playing. They had a concert the other day with Migos going on, and it's like I couldn't. It was hard for me to. It was hard for me just to talk to them to someone standing next to me, let alone hearing what the game had, and that's with the Astros on. Like he had the Astro headphones, and I couldn't do it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out there and go to EA Play, get in line so I can get in there, see what's going on with the gameplay, see what's going on with Madden. I'm gonna get some hands-on time, more hands-on time with Madden, more time with uh, live for sure. So, and then I'll be back on tonight, or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I'm supposed to be getting with Shop and doing some stuff, doing a video with him, and who knows. But I'm gonna do some more stuff. So, all right. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, you guys. I have no idea about controlling reverse layups, so I can't. Once again, these are kind of questions. I'm gonna ask some generalized kind of questions about stuff, but then I'll come back to you guys either tonight or tomorrow morning, and I'll hit y'all again with another video telling y'all about live, Madden, and all that. So I'm gonna just stay tuned for that. All right. So all right, you guys. Y'all have a blessed day, and thanks everybody for tuning in, hanging out. Thanks for the donation, Antoine. You a wild fella, man. But you my guy. Appreciate you. But I'll holler at you guys later, all right? All right, y'all. Peace out.